Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Morphology of Flowering Plant, and today in this video we will cover part 4. Now let's begin with the first question, which was asked in the year 2016. Okay, the coconut water from tender coconut represents dash. Easy question because we already saw it in part 3. Okay, can anybody tell me what it is? See, coconut water is a liquid, right? Do you all agree with that? It's a liquid. And that too, it will be inside the young green coconut fruits of the coconut palm. In early development, it serves as a suspension for the endosperm of the coconut during the nuclear phase of the development. As growth continues, the endosperm matures into a cellular phase and deposits into the rind of the coconut metal. Coconut meat. So here, if you clearly see, the coconut water, as you all know, it is a liquid. And in the early development, what does it serve as? It serves as a suspension for the endosperm of the coconut during the nuclear phase of development. Therefore, the coconut water is free of nuclear endosperm. Okay. Therefore, the right answer is option D. Next question here. Cotyledon of maize grain is called as dash. So, you have 4 options here. Right. Now, we have to analyze each option, then only it will be easy for you to understand. Look at the first option. You have lumule, or you can say plumule. Okay, so what do you mean by plumule? See, in botany terms, you actually call that as a rudimentary shoot or a stem of an embryo plant. So what is it? It's a shoot. Okay, the next term that you have is, so the next term that you have is option B, which is coleorhiza. So coleorhiza is a sheath. So it's a sheath that protects the root of a germinating grass or a cereal grain. Okay, so that is also not the answer. Next option is a coleoptile. What is it? Coleoptile. That is a sheath protecting the young shoot tip of a grass or a cereal. And the last option that you have is scutellum, right? Scutellum. So any idea what is this? It is a small structure shaped like a shield, and it is a modified cotyledon in the embryo of the grass seed, the third dorsal skerritile in each thoracic segment of an insect in terms of zoology. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option D, scutellum. So I've explained all the 4 options, so you should not get worried what each option stands for. Plumule is a shoot, coleorhiza and coleoptile as a sheath, and each contribute for a various function. The single sheathed cotyledon in grains is known as scutellum, which is option D. Next question here. Coconut water from a tender coconut is dash. I think we just now saw it in the first question of this part, where we saw that the coconut water is in liquid form, and it actually paves way for the it serves as a suspension for the endosperm of the coconut during the nuclear phase of the development. So that is what we recalled in the first question. So the same answer falls here, which is option A, which is free of nuclear endosperm. Okay, so you have a picture which shows the 10 stunning coconut water health benefits. It balances your blood sugar, it burns fat faster, it helps dissolve kidney stones, increases heart health, keeps you hydrated, supplies energy, cures bad hangovers. Coconut water is good for skin, and it is great too. And drinking coconut water will help you lose weight. So these are some of the extra benefits. I thought it will be an extra information for you to go through. Therefore, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Which one of the following fruit is actually parthenocarpic? Okay, you're given 4 options here. So what do you think will be the answer here? Before we go into the answer, let's discuss what you mean by parthenocarpic. Okay. So parthenocarpic or parthenocarpy, it is a development of the fruit without prior fertilization. So what is it? It is the development of fruit. Okay, development of fruit without prior fertilization. Okay, so that is the meaning of parthenocarpy. Therefore, the right answer to this question will be option C, banana. So again, I have given you some health benefits of banana. It gives you instant energy, keeps you regular, reduces the blood pressure, then powers the brain, helps prevent ulcers, reduces depression, and so on. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option C, banana. Next question here. The wheat grain has an embryo with one large shield-shaped cotyledon known as dash. Okay, so now coming back to the options here. So this question was asked in the year 2015. Okay, even if you look at this question, it's a repeated one. If you clearly see, we already discussed about this cotyledon, where we saw a lot of options like coleoptile, coleorhiza, scutellum, and so on. So you should know what the answer is this by now. Scutellum is a large shield-shaped cotyledon that helps in the absorption of nutrients from the endosperm during germination. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B, scutellum. Okay, next question here. Placenta and pericarp are both edible portions in dash. So this is again an easy question for you. What do you think will be here the answer? It's not apple, it's not banana, it's not potato. The right answer is tomato. In tomato, if you see, the edible part is pericarp and the placenta. You have both visible there. So I'm going to give you an image here. So here you have the image which clearly shows the pericarp and the placenta. So this is the placenta, and these are the regions of exocarp, mesocarp, then you have the endocarp. So all part are edible part. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Next question here. Which one of the following statement is correct? So this question was asked in the year 2014, and let's analyze the statements here. The seed in grasses is not endospermic. Mango is a parthenocarpic fruit. Okay. Then you have a proteinaceous aleurone layer which is present in the maize grain. A sterile pistil is called a staminode. So you have about 4 options here. Now tell me which one will be the right here. So the seed in grasses are not endospermic. Wrong. Mango is a part. No, it's wrong. The right answer is option C. Generally, monocotyledonous seeds, okay, monocotyledonous seeds are endospermic, but some of them, like orchids, are non-endospermic. Okay. Mango is a drupe fruit that develops from a multi-capillary syncarpous superior ovary having one or more many seeds. A sterile stamen is called a staminode. In monocots, the outer covering of the endosperm separates the embryo by a proteinaceous layer which is called as aleurone layer. So the right answer is option C. Okay, so it is a sterile stamen which is called as staminode, and in monocots, if you see, the outer covering of the endosperm separates the embryo by a proteinaceous layer which is called as aleurone layer. Okay, fine. Next question here. How many plants? Okay, now we're moving on to the next question here, which is, so I just continued with this question, so you don't have to worry. Let's move to the next question here. Okay. An aggregate fruit is one which develops from dash. So what do you mean by aggregate fruit, first of all? How do you describe an aggregate fruit? Okay, fine. An aggregate fruit is a fruit that develops from the merger of several ovaries that were separated in a single flower. In contrast, a simple fruit develops from one ovary. But when I say aggregated, you have several ovaries. Okay, that is the only difference when it comes. They all clump together. Okay, so now tell me what will be the answer now. I've given you a clue. Now you should tell me what the answer is. Yes, the right answer is option B, multicapillary apocarpus gynoecium. Aggregate fruits develop from multicapillary apocarpus ovary. They are of following types. You have a trio of follicles. Then you have a trio of berries. All these are examples that I've given here. A trio of achenes, itario of berries, itario of drupes. All these are examples. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option B. They have several ovaries. To put it in simple terms, several ovaries. Next question here. How many plants in the list given below have composite fruits that develop from inflorescence? So you're given walnut, poppy, radish, fig, pineapple, apple, tomato, and mulberry. So we need to discuss what is inflorescence first. When we come to this aspect, I think you should remember about this because we spoke about this in part 2, in the earlier part, right? So the complete flower head of a plant, including stem, stalk, brackets, and flowers. Then it talks about the arrangement. Then it talks about the process of flowering. Okay, so you have various aspects to be discussed here. When you talk about inflorescence, you have different types of inflorescence also. You have spikelet, catkin, spadix, chrome, umbel. All these are different types of inflorescence. So out of the given options, only three are the options here. That is, fig develops from hypothodium inflorescence, pineapple develops from spike inflorescence, while mulberry develops from the catkin inflorescence. Therefore, the right answer is option D. Only three exhibit inflorescence, while the rest do not do that. Okay, next question here. Okay, we're moving on to the next question here. Which one of the following statement is correct? You have to analyze the statements here. In tomato, fruit is a capsule. Wrong. Seeds of orchids have oil-rich endosperm. Wrong. Placentation is in primrose is basal. Wrong. Flower of tulip is a modified shoot. Yes. Tulip, if you know, it's the most popular and widely grown flowers all over the world, and they are actually, their appearance will be in the form of bulbs, right? You must have seen. So they possess, the flower of tulip is actually a modified shoot. Therefore, the right one, the correct statement out of the 4 is option D. Okay, next question here. What would be the number of chromosomes of the aileron cells of a plant with 42 chromosomes in its root tip cells? Okay, what do you mean by aileron cells? They are the outer cell layer of the endosperm. Right, usually one cell thick in wheat and the only endosperm tissue alive at the maturity. The cell layers of these layers are responsible for the de novo synthesis of the enzyme needed during germination. So the chromosome number is 63 of the plant, which is 42 chromosomes in its root tip cells. Therefore, the answer is 63. So what are these cells actually? They are the outer layer cells of the endosperm that you have to remember, otherwise you'll not be able to answer this question. Okay, next question here. Pineapple, annuns, it's called annuns. Fruit develops from dash. So it's actually not the multicapillary part or something like that. So what do you think will be here? See, what is pineapple? First of all, it's a fruit. We all like pineapple, right? Other than that, what do you know about this pineapple? What do you know about pineapple? The pineapple is a tropical plant with an edible fruit, which is also called as pineapple, the most economically significant plant of the family Bromeliaceae. The pineapple is an indigenous to South America, but has been cultivated in many centuries, and that's how it moved to the other parts of the world. So there are a lot of benefits when it comes to a pineapple. It has enzymes which help in digestion. It helps to reduce the risk of cancer. It boosts the immunity, may ease out the symptoms that are involved or associated with arthritis. All these are in general information that I would like to give here. So what is this pineapple? If you see, it is a psoriasis fruit developed from the composite inflorescence, which is actually a cluster of compactly borne flowers on the common axis. So this pineapple undergoes inflorescence. Okay, therefore the right answer to this question is option B. Next question here. Aril represents the edible part of dash, and this, if you see, it's a repeated question which was asked 4 times. So maybe you need to understand the question. So what is Aril? First of all, Aril develops from the outer seed. Okay, outer seed coat, and it is an edible part of lychee. An aril, or sometimes called as arils, is a fleshy covering of the certain seeds formed from the funicles of the attachment point of the seed. So they may create a fruit-like structure called the false fruit and produced by few species of gymnosperms, notably for years. So here if you see, if you clearly see, aril, which is supposed to be developing from the outer seed coat and it's the edible part of the lychee, they give you a false fruit appearance. They look like fruits, notably the yews and related conifers in the families of Taxaceae and Cephalotaxae. Therefore, the right answer to this question, that is aril, represents the edible part of lychee. And what is it? It is the outer seed coat and is the edible part of which fruit? Lychee. Therefore, the right answer is option B. With this, we complete this part 4 of Morphology of Flowering Plant. Hope to meet you in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.